Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. The communications manager in the office of the mayor, Jason Hollingshead, is asking the public to be patient and to appreciate the many works that are taking place in and around the city of Castries. This comes after complaints and questions were raised by the public about the cordoning off of the Derek Walcott Square. Many question whether the revamp and refurbishing is a wise move at this time. Genevieve Gonzaga reports.
The Derek Walcott Square has been cordoned off in order to facilitate the first phase of the upgrade and enhancement works. The project, which is expected to improve aesthetics in downtown Castries, will be the first and the largest ever redevelopment project undertaken on this historic landmark. However, it has received its fair share of backlash from the public. Many have argued that such projects are completely unnecessary given the current state of the country due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Press and Communications Officer in the Office of the Mayor, Jason Hollingshead, says while he understands the impact that COVID is having on many people, the works that have been in the pipeline have to continue.
That project I know was on the cards for like 3 years ago. It's a World Bank project, and it falls under the OECS Regional Competitiveness Tourism Project. So it is just sad that, COVID happened and everything, was placed on halt. But, the work has to continue. So for us now, it's a matter of developing that aspect, that historic landmark. It is also part of the Castries Vision 2030, where we had the redevelopment of the Castries Market. We had the William Peter Boulevard as part of that. We have the Derek Walcott Square now taking place. So persons, I think, should appreciate what's taking place.
Questions persist as to why the funds being used for such infrastructural projects cannot be used for more pressing matters. Hollingshead says he understands the concerns. However, funding allocated for such projects simply cannot be used for other things.
As long as it's those projects are funded by the World Bank, what can we say? There's a certain a vision plan laid out, and that vision plan needs to be executed. It needs to be laid out. For the sidewalk redevelopment project, I know, and I could say that from my days in media, I recall administration speaking to the redevelopment of the Castries sidewalks, and it never happened. So with it happening now, we're excited about it. But more so, we need to see the greater good and what we want to see as a developed nation.
The first phase is scheduled to last for 6 weeks and will include demolition of perimeter walls, minor landscaping and beautification works, and with a sidewalk improvement while maintaining the existing parking spaces.
It is for us, it is for the people. Our concerns would be the upkeep of the park, making it accessible to members of the public. So for us, we now need to embrace it as our own and appreciate it and assist as well with the upkeep and not vandalize, when that first phase is completed.
The initiative is being funded by the World Bank under the OECS Regional Tourism Competitiveness Project. The second phase of the project will see the placing of monuments at key locations for unobstructed viewing and the creation of a clear green space to facilitate performances and picnics. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzaga.
Now, ahead of his hot seat debut on Hot 7 TV, Father Albert Smith reacted to becoming a viral sensation over his matter-of-fact and often comedic homilies delivered in the Soufrière Catholic Church during weekly Sunday Mass. The Catholic priest says he is happy to be reaching a wide cross-section of people and hopes that everyone viewing the viral videos is also internalizing the message in the memes and viral content.
A, B, C, D, E. Father not supposed to have a drink. Father not supposed to go there. Father not supposed to do that. Father not supposed to... Exact affaire. So il bon pour ça, il pas bon pour Father. Même ciel là, nous ka goumer tout point où on dit dedans. Nous tout ka goumer point toi même ciel là. So si il pas bon pour Father, il pas bon pour autres. Not true?
Father Albert Smith is generating a wave of interest in the Catholic Church driven by his homilies that spawn viral content every week. Whether he is speaking out about parents turning a blind eye to child exploitation and abuse or calling out the hypocrisy of parishioners, you can expect a matter-of-fact chastising punctuated with Creole to ensure the message hits home.
And when I heard he died, I saw, from now on, I say happy life. Nobody will steal away my joy. Nobody will steal away my joy. I don't care with anybody what you say. Because life is too short. So I want to be able to answer. Life is meant to be enjoyed.
Well, I'm aware that videos are going around, but as to the extent of the popularity, I am not sure how far it has gone. You know, it is something that happened because it is as a result of COVID, you know, that we decided to live stream our masses to reach our parishioners and other persons who were not able to attend masses during the lockdown. And you know, this just mushroomed and, you know, persons, more and more persons invited others to listen, and I guess they were hearing something that they wanted to hear. They probably were hearing something different, you know, or in different words or different terminology or different expressions, and probably persons like to hear that.
Father Albert Smith admits to being an avid lover of music and radio and says he is very well aware of the current trends in music and culture. He made waves recently when he sang Buried Alive by Buju Banton as part of his homily, and during another mass he asked parishioners to clap, clap, clap for their birthday. It's a line from a popular Dennery segment song, but the injection of secular music into his homilies has not been a hit with everyone. Some argue that the church is not the place for such music, but Father Albert Smith makes no apology for incorporating popular music into his teachings.
Happy birthday to you. Clap, clap for your birthday.
One of the areas that I find that we were lacking is that young persons lost interest in the church. And it is not something that I went out deliberately to do. I think I am young at heart. So people tell me, but you don't look your age, you know, this kind of thing, and that's okay. And I think, you know, that there is a niche that we need to appeal to. So, you know, people, you say, how do you know so many songs? I listen to a lot of radio. I literally listen to a lot of radio. I studied in Rome for 4 years, and one of the sources of my comfort was to be listening to radio from home. The young persons, you know, you reach them where they are. You know, and you know, I know 2 weeks ago I did clap, clap, clap for your birthday, and you know, because you need to meet them where they are, and then to help them understand. You know, for many persons, you know, the young persons are not good. You know, there's nothing good about them. But if we tell them that they are not good, then who do they turn to? You know, and I think it was John Paul II, St. John Paul II, who says the church is a hospital for sinners. You know, and if young people, no matter who you are, no matter your lifestyle, no matter what you do, if you do not feel welcome in the church, where would you feel welcome? You know, we must be able to welcome everyone.
To the critics who say he is too radical and unconventional, he has this to say.
As a priest, I stand in the person of Christ. And I ask these people to look at Christ. What did Christ do? He said, you brood of vipers, you hypocrites, you whitewashed tombs. That's what he called them. He called people to a new and higher way of living. That's what he did. And that's what we are called, that's what as priests, as pastors, if we stand in the person of Christ, that's what we are supposed to do. Not to condemn people, but to help people recognize, hey, what you're doing is not the best, but there's a better way.
Father Albert Smith has become so popular with youth that an Instagram page has been created, not by him, but by someone who shares videos from his masses using the Instagram handle Father Facts. To catch the viral priest in action, one simply has to attend Mass at the Soufrière Catholic Church for a dose of candid Bible teachings. Prime Minister Alan Chastanet is shrugging off the contention brewing over the swearing-in of two temporary senators who went on to help pass the controversial COVID-19 Prevention and Control Bill. He says temporarily replacing sick employees is a common occurrence.
On Friday, two temporary senators, Jacinta Lee and Marcella Johnson, were sworn in to take the place of independent senators Adrian Auger and Mauricio Thomas Francis, who were absent from their senatorial duties on Thursday, 1st October, citing illness. There has been much contention in the public domain as to whether the temporary appointments to the Senate were legal or even necessary. Prime Minister Alan Chastanet has dismissed all claims, saying that allowances are made to temporarily replace senators if they are unable to show up for duty, comparing the move to what is done at a regular workplace.
At the end of the day, this is no different than a workplace. If you have critical staff members who call in sick, you will find somebody to come and substitute them. I mean, a teacher. There are critical positions that we have, and if somebody falls in sick, you find a substitute. So this is common practice. I mean, even for me as Prime Minister, I've learned that I must always make sure that I have my 5 senators in the House. So if I have a senator who has traveled or a senator that is sick, I simply substitute the person. The same provision is there for the Leader of the Opposition, and the same provision is there for the Governor General.
There are concerns that the newly appointed, albeit temporary senators cannot be seen as independent, as they were picked specifically to help with the passing of the COVID-19 Prevention and Control Bill. Chastanet says the appointments were made by selecting individuals who have made outstanding contributions to civil society.
NCA is a statutory agency. In fact, Mrs. Lee has been a person who's been part of civil society for a very long time, and has always had a very strong voice, both pro and against government. I mean, at the end of the day, it's encourage persons who are prepared to speak out and to be independent.
As to which civil society bodies were consulted on the matter, Prime Minister Chastanet says these questions should be directed to the Governor General, as the appointments were made by him. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
Amidst the talk of politics and the next general elections, the role of women in politics has been one of the major talking points, with a call for greater female representation. However, the recent appointment of 2 women to the Senate who aided in passing the COVID-19 Prevention and Control Bill has caused a great divide between the government and the opposition, with one side praising the appointments whilst the other slams the move.
Women in politics has been a major talking point in the run-up to the next general elections, with a call for a larger female presence in Parliament being made. There are currently 2 elected female MPs in the current administration, namely Dr. Gail Rigobert and Sarah Flood Bobra. There are also 2 female government senators in the persons of Fortuna Belrose and Mary Isaac. Headlines were made when 2 women, namely Jacinta Lee and Marcella Johnson, who were temporarily sworn in to replace independent senators Mauricio Thomas Francis and Dr. Adrian Auger. On Sunday's National March, former St. Lucia Teachers Union President Dr. Virginia Albert Poyet called the swearing in a loss for women in politics. She said the participation of the women who were sworn in, who then went on to sign the COVID-19 Prevention and Control Bill, went against the long fight that women have had to get women involved in the highest level of decision-making in the country.
Women are foundation of politics. And when I saw a politician use women, brought them in the Senate by force to get them to get a bill passed, I said, why do we allow ourselves as women to be bullied by a dictator? And the Prime Minister did not just authorize them to go and sit in the Senate and get this bill passed. There were 6 women in that Senate, and it hurts my heart. He actually sat in the Senate together with Guy Joseph, to ensure that they did everything they asked them to do. Why our women must do that to other women?
With that said, Prime Minister Alan Shasney addressed the statement indirectly and defended his presence in the House of Assembly. He said this is a common practice of his and that he was proud of the achievements made on that day.
So I'm very proud of the contribution that Ms. Pulias made. An amazing woman. I thought for a person who came into Parliament for the first time, she was extremely well prepared. She delivered her message extremely well, and I was there to show support for her, like I have every single time that we've had a new person going in the Senate. So no, nothing's any different.
The St. Lucia Labour Party has stated that their party allows women to grow and develop into self-sustaining individuals. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. There's more coming up after the break.